stream. And to be quite honest with you, I think
Welcome to the stream, guys. So yeah, we're just watching this for the stream, I guess.
It's already rolling right now. Monster, before we jump right into it, what do you think? How do you think things are going to play out today?
I think my stomach hurts. I'm going to have to sit down and let this one kind of digest as we jump into these games. But let's go ahead and hop right in. It's Europe. They're trying to get to the grand finals. There's going to be a lot of action unfolding today, Doc Lupo.
Lo and behold, 95 players remaining. Only one trio in whole has gone down. And we're jumping right into retail with the trio themselves, Benji, Mongrel, and Mitro. Honestly, some of the most dominant players in solos and duos, and now they're trioed up.
That's right.
And crazy kitted already.
Welcome to the stream.
Literally what I want to touch on right there. The retail row loot.
Look at the inventory.
Sets them up for success. You're looking at straight up legendary inventory. And the best of the best, what do they choose? Shield bubbles. Shield bubbles, one of the new, items introduced to Fortnite, and it's a great item, right? It's so versatile. So you're going to see shockwaves, you're going to see launch pads, campfires, and even with the recent adjustment to the loot, the way it's divvied out here in retail, it's still so prominent in the loadouts. You're going to see the difference. And just look at the map on the side. Basically, no one around them to contest.
It's wild to think. So I'm going to say it. And I'm pretty sure everyone is already thinking it as we've seen them play over the course of the qualifiers for this event. If no one contests retail, or it's lightly contested, let's say somebody drops Blacktops and they take Resi side, or however it's split.
I can tell you what that means.
It
means Shayo is 100%
eating the mayonnaise.
Eating the
100% guaranteed eating the mayonnaise. In fact, production, can we get a jar of mayonnaise ready just at some point before Sunday? Because based on what we've seen thus far, we have an insane mat count across the board already. Look at the inventory. This is ridiculous. They are kitted to the teeth. 11 points already going into game 2. Game 1 must have. We'll have to take a look back if we can see exactly how that played out for them the previous round. But they're moving in. They have maybe. Granted, we can see on the minimap that there's nobody at Dusty Depot right now, but that's a potential loot, drop spot for a trio at this point. But right now it's uncontested. You see there's builds there and there's no one around. They have a free rotation in to see where the next circle ends up. Meanwhile, you're going to have teams smushed up against each other already on the movement in, fighting it out. We're looking all the way the north side of the map, just past the block. A number of players probably dropping up there.
And this is a veteran team right here. The Vic, Robabs, and Falcony been around the scene for a long while here, and they are just dictating the pace of this battle here as they're trying to look for this push right now. The shield bubble's not going to be effective. He actually had to push out of it, and it's a 3v1 situation right here. Down comes a Stinker. That's going to have to push him back, and it should be a nice, easy close-in. You can see right there.
I'm zoned inside. One box left. The quick edit, the swap. Lands the shot,
nice
trap from above,
trap.
dodges it. Basically no damage taken.
It's a good attempt. Pretty good attempt right there. Did try to, catch the Vic off guard, but he was fast enough. Managed to kind of sneak on through.
By the way, on the right side of your screen, here's the results of game 1. You see Mongrel, Mitro, Benji Fishy taking 5th place. Alblefly, Miro, and Zoe in the 1st place position up there, which means 15 points for that trio. There's the remainder of your top 10. Just a quick info blast there for you if you did not see game 1 on any of the channels that might be streaming their gameplay right now.
And I love that. I love that we can see exactly where we're at with the leaderboard. That was the wrap-up of game 1, your top 10 teams coming into game 2 now. And remember, every single heat, they're going against one another. So we're going to see rivalry. The best, like that leaderboard is going to change with every single elimination, every battle. They're going against each other.
With the exception, of course, once Mongrel, Mitro, and Benji take that 1st place spot. I'm just saying, they have been playing insane. That's not to say that anybody else can't potentially take that top spot. It's very possible. I mean, even Skyt, Hunter, and Keystar from Solary and Lestream, this is an excellent trio in itself. But man, just the dominant gameplay from MMB has been insane to watch.
Yeah,
up here on top of the hill now.
Sundown put it best. It's Europe playing catch up here with our favorite, I guess, team to look out for. But
absolutely,
we'll see how the performances go here as Hunter, Sky, and Keenstar are just going to base up, kind of sit just outside of the Tilted Town. You can take a look at that map there. Players are setting up. They're setting the perches. The high grounds are being claimed, and that is how you can start to choke out squads that are rotating late here. They are going to hopefully, you know, get a little bit of that RNG, right? Get that zone to fall in their favor, because otherwise they'd have to burn some valuable resource early on.
I will say, over 10 seasons of Fortnite, this hill has been one of the most consistent high ground advantage spots to take, and even now you're looking down on Tilted Town where there's no building. You have essentially free shots on players that do for some reason choose or are forced to rotate through there. This spot is insanely good. You have clear line of sight on so many different locations. Even the high hill to the north, which is high ground elevation-wise, you still have a clear line of sight on a majority of what's up there. There's only a little nub at the top that can block line of sight of anybody that's moving on the north side of that hill. This trio, Skype, Keenstar, Hunter, they're in a great spot going into the next circle.
Absolutely. There's no reason for them to move right now either. As you said, they have a nice line of sight over the field here. And all those tags, those are crucial tags. Remember, Storm Surge can affect anyone here, so you have to be proactive. You can't just sit around and be complacent with your positioning. You have to be actively seeking for damage if you don't want to get taken out by the Storm Surge. But here we have another little engagement about to go down here. It looks like the Vic is currently turning, you know, this house inside out. There's a team very close by.
Rotating forward just the southeast there, the gas station. Plus, you do have one more player at the gazebo in the middle of Pleasant Park. Going to rotate up on top, and I think now's the time to try and get a height advantage. You don't want anybody to apply too much pressure. Plus, they are further away from the zone. So the team from TCK, they are in a good spot to just try and stormhold this, if that's what it comes down to. You have 3 potential point pickups here, eliminations. Actually, pressure going in here. Muser taking the high ground on top of this trio. Used that shockwave and got up on top. I would expect pressure from the other two here momentarily. We will see. But there is another trio. Look on the minimap. You have another team coming in from behind. So now both the trios that we just saw on your screen right now that are fighting it out here at this northeast building in Pleasant, they're about to get stormheld by another team down there. They're moving in as well. There's going to be 3 teams fighting basically in one building in a second here. And Gems is eliminated. You have a couple pickups there. The Vic. 3 eliminations now, a ton of materials, but you do have literally another team on top of them right now.
And that's what happens when Storm Surge comes into effect. People do desperate things. So this team was totally fine parked up here, but now they have to force the push here. They have to defend themselves, and lucky for them, they get the tags, they get the trades, and their entire trio is still standing. This is a 3-way battle going on here, all of which is probably forced into the Storm Surge now.
I guarantee you there's
Hello, codes. I'm just streaming the Fortnite thing. If you press L3, you can watch the Fortnite.
What'd you say? Sorry.
I'm just streaming the Fortnite. Press L3 and then square when it comes up bottom right corner. Okay.
They are a little split at this point.
L3.
Square. Junior 7 Josh and Tom Wamo.
You watching it?
Up next to each other right there in front of the garage of that building.
Yeah, I want to play the game though.
Campfire is going to be a clue for them. If they do spot it and realize they might be low HP, it might be the time.
Okay, yeah, I guess we can play. I'll have it bottom corner. Get into a game though. Or like creative.
Creative, if you want.
Okay. I gotta go for food though.
This is that game is really fun.
What game?
Wick's
Bounty.
No, the one where you shoot the burgers. Burger heads.
Oh, that game. I beat their score once.
No, the one where you shoot the burgers.
Cody, I can hear the stream.
What's the score?
It's like 93,000 or something, and I beat it. I got up to like 110, 20, and then got bought.
We didn't have the number up the screen.
Oh, nice. I'm a fat skin. Hey, wanna do? I don't know. Let's just go to your island. I am the fattest skin in the world. Are you watching the Walk Up?
Yeah, bottom left corner, because that's my stream thing.
I might stream it, I'm not sure. Oh, tactical. Definitely want a hunting in my loadout.
This is what we like to call shambles loot right here, man. Mira with no heal.
That was a no scope. It was a no scope. Oh wow, that was a good no scope. What the hell was that for, man?
They have to rotate past so many teams, and they're sharing loot right now just to try and give everybody a chance. Maybe Mira will drop everything that he's got just in case, you know, any chance to boost.
Hey, if you mute your microphone, because then my stream can like listen to the thing.
You
Okay.
have to appreciate that Zoe kind of lead in the charge here. He's the only one with shield on his team.
They don't have to
He says,
listen
you
to
know
it.
what, I'm
They
gonna
can
go
watch
out
it at
first.
home.
I don't even know how I actually hit you then.
Next zone. And I mean, they get them a
No,
little
neither
bit
do
closer to the
I.
safety spot. I think the play here is either catch a pick, get this siphon, or buy time, right? Hopefully a launch pad comes down.
That was a no scope.
They can get that way to
That audio cue, you hear the shockwave, that actually is a very good signal for them being low HP. They don't want to make a
You booger.
Now they know that they're the player, the team that was potentially there. Gets the elimination hunt. Go down.
No scope in the
61 players total. The threshold on the middle right, they're 343 damage above.
I don't think I had that
Get scoped in the head.
I don't think I had that capability.
Now he has the option to pick up this blue pump, and he actually is going to
What are you
opt
doing?
That's actually a pleasant surprise there. Wouldn't have thought
Play.
that, you know, the pros would take the slower pull-out time from the gold pack over the blue pump.
Come here, pleb.
Hey, it's tackle time. They're shooting.
Into the circle and getting stopped by somebody, maybe you get surprised inside your own box, somebody takes your wall.
I'm getting my dream loadout.
Don't use the combat. The combat's for sad people.
Thing hits, it really hits.
What did we use then?
Really got to
Pump.
appreciate this push right here, because they're fighting for this game right here. Here's
Pump,
a minigun
okay.
over to the left.
Where are the
That hit
pumps?
right there is going to
Over
hurt
there.
a lot, though, because again,
Over
the
where?
heals are so sketch here. I think they have one more mini left in their name. Yeah, first pump explodes right there. He's trying to break through the build.
I have
Someone's
pumps
going to catch
over
a sneak shot from behind, though.
That back right corner, Miro down to 49 on the ground. That's Zoe probably going to have to leave him out to dry there. Another team making moves on the side. The safe zone, the next safe zone, the bottom middle of your screen, or bottom middle of the current safe zone. You see the bottom right there. 5 damage below the threshold. Skype solo right now, looking for a tag. And he does actually find it, and an elimination is a big point right there. 20 trios remaining.
Wait, give me a second. Let's just reload. I was reloading crap.
Looking at the feed, I saw Nitro still in the running here somewhere in the game. So that trio, five trio, still in the running here. I think our number one team might have been
GG.
right there, so they're out. They cannot accumulate any more points. But
That wasn't a high
lot
ground
of
race, by the way.
eliminations.
It's
So you
just
best
a
believe they're still in the top 10
I'll just
starting
see.
right now. But it's so early.
skin is
Feels so
so
early.
fat. Nah, that's it.
Number of games left.
Stop the video. Wait. This is getting annoying.
4 or 6. Eager to apply pressure.
Get one
While
tap.
the minigun is going. Love the EU tactics. You don't see too much minigun right now. This Tamawamo is done. Imagine that many rounds from a trio.
What did I just get you in?
You're by yourself. It's basically GG at that point.
And this team here is heavy on the elims right now.
Thought.
7 plus for the squad right here, and they have the prime positioning. From the backside. This is actually perfect too, right? The heavy congestion is below them. They don't have anyone up here in this layer with them. The closest person is this trio right here to their left. It looks like it's time to get that focus fire. Come on. Here comes the minigun.
Use those HP tags to pop up the 5 to see where your opponents are rotating. Now they're in literally the very bottom of the same builds. You have a ton of people stacked up next to each other at this point now. But Camo, Pepper, and Army look like they still have
My game's lagging.
the best spot on the map right now. That being said, they're on the far west of the current safe zone, and they can rotate southeast. Inventory to make this location over everyone else underneath them. You do still see Benji, Fishy, Mongrel, and Nitro right there. They are still in this. Looking now from almost the same angle. Here we go. Rotation with the launch pad. Well above for Storm. 12 rockets in the RPG.
Aw. What? How did you gain shield? Oh, I popped a slot.
Welcome whoever joined the stream. I did have it like full screen. Then Cody wants to play, so
That's going to be Voren who gets taken out there. Voren was also in the top 5, if I'm not mistaken. So that's a power takedown right here. It's going to allow this.
Wait, can you just give me just like a minute to warm up? Because I've not played in ages. I need to warm up.
Oh, my game lagging, what the?
Nitro staying a little bit towards the back to keep throwing down those RPGs of players that are rotating, or the builds to see if we can get drops on people. Nitro pick it up. There's those 2 elims in the feed, so he did secure both of them. That puts the entire trio at 6 total right now, 17 points. And we're looking at placement now, top 15 trios remaining. Only 29 players, though, as the elimination feed is starting to light up across the board. These
I
are
can
the zones
waterfall
that
now.
really cut the player count down.
It's not hard to waterfall, Cody.
Especially when you have one of, if not the best trio on Ultimate High Ground with an RPG. Are you kidding me? They are in the best.
No, I've just like I never did it before.
So early, they're going to be forced to jump down soon if they can't, you know, kind of map conserve properly. They're getting broken down consistently now by the shockwaves. These are one of the cons that happen when you take that high ground, because you don't get the pleasures of looting the players you drop, right?
Did you see BCC's video on how to go up without taking all that damage?
Yeah, I've used that tactic before. They said it out.
So you go like that, and then that.
Falconly in the feed, another one for the trail, 7 remaining. I've got to say, if this is not a win for this team,
And then you go like that, and then you go.
It's going to be a close one. Mongo actually did not have any more AR left in his gun. There's no more RPG left here. It's a straight up shotgun battle. This is a crucial elim. That's going to get them some of the resources they need to hold this high ground here. And it looks like it's cutting back across, so lucky for them, they're going to be able to kind of reuse some of their resource here. We have a couple players left in the game here. Red Rush in the low ground. Shotgun and Cal as well.
Yes, hello.
Oh, come on, I gotta go for a sec. Eat food. So I'm gonna leave creative, and then put it full screen. Give me a second.
I wanna tell you something first though. I won't use streaming. It's kind of private. Phantom Breaks is so funny. Yeah, let's go, champ.
Yeah, he's so good. Give me a sec, Mum. Cody, I'll sit out for you so you can get into like any games. Well, I can't sit out. Put it onto squads or duos or something. Cody. Put onto duos. Put onto duos quick. I'll sit out. Then you go. Now you can get what you want. I'm just gonna start the video. See ya.
Do team roll. Do some challenges.
Very well. 19 elims there is pushing them 5 points clear of Amplify Miro and Mapso, who had an incredible first game. I mean, it's been an
overreach.
A quick little apology. Based on score, I had assumed that because Matsui Miro and Amplify had first place, that they had the Victory Royale. They in fact did not. So my apologies. All we were given was placement on the screen. That's my bad. Back to you.
We gotta keep them honest, and we love
him
very much for it. But
yeah, let's go,
champ.
Yeah,
So right now,
yeah.
You must be this tall to ride. So if we're looking at just top 8 points, 18, that's just like a victory round is worth 15 points in and of itself. So even if you get the victory round with 3 eliminations, you can now look to strike up in the top 8. So, and we're only in second game. We're about to head into game number 3. What does this spell for like all of these other teams?
Yeah, you just have to stay consistent. You have to not fear. If you have a couple of bad games, that's okay. If you're able to get in, get situated, get a couple of eliminations, get some placement points in there. As you can see right now, to be on the first page, it's 11 points up there. But one thing I do want to take a look at here is some of the gameplay that came out from Mongrel, Mitro, and Benji. They were able to play so well, and Lupo even hinted at it, saying at around like top 40 or so, you could kind of smell that they were going to have that victory out and had the sense of, hey, they were going to get high ground. They had everything they needed. It's like, oh, this looks like it's going to be a win from them. Let's hop on in and see how they're able to execute and get this done. And one thing you'll note is when they are on high ground, they're so incredibly disciplined with their angles. They're constantly looking around, adjusting, putting rockets towards their opponents, and then keeping control, working with each other to make sure that they're finding the right targets. I mean, Mongrel's aim on people who are in the air, honestly, you'd think he's using a controller, the way these players just get beamed as they come through, but no, it is just his amazing bro. Just as Mitra would say, that's crazy. They are running it through 38 points up top.
If you could drop into my stream, it would be appreciated.
So impressive. In a meta where there's so many RPGs, so many shockwaves, the way they're able to not only get initial control, but then run the rest of the lobby without having to drop down and putting themselves in bad situations. They were never threatened. Count the number of times in this clip that bullets or anything are being shot back towards them. Everyone else is so focused on just trying to rotate and avoid damage from above that these guys don't have to do really anything in terms of defensive play, and they can just focus on going forward, and it seemed like it was just going to be a win. And honestly, I want to roll this all the way back to Shallwager's piece, talking about the retail drop spot and how your early game sets you up for an advantage. They have so many tools at their disposal, from ammunition to rockets to excess shields to having enough mats because they had rotations early on to hold the high ground. It just makes it so easy and so clinical, and I promise, if you are a trio or you're just interested in competitive Fortnite and getting better, go and load up these guys' server replays, watch them play, check them out on their socials. You might want to actually mute their streams every now and then because they can get a little loud on the comms. Ballas does a great job breaking that one down. And let's actually take a look at page 2 of the standings, because as we talked about in the heat formats, the top 8 are going to advance. But just so you can get a hint, 5 elims right now is getting you up into that second page. There is 32 teams in each one of the heats. You need to be in the top 25% in order to advance. In Europe, every single one of these guys is impressive, but they're all capable of stringing together a couple of good runs. You have 6 games, a third of them are down. You're now into kind of like the meat of it. In the next 2 games, you don't want to fall out early. So expect to see some intense battles early on, and maybe a little bit more passive play kind of in the mid game, because people don't want to get dropped out. You don't want it to be a 3rd game and then fall out and realize, oh, we're that much more off the pace. Now we really need to be pressing forward. I think you'll start seeing aggression in games 5 and 6, but 3 and 4, they're going to be playing a little bit more like me. Hanging out, just being like, oh, there's people over there? No, I'm good.
So not like me, who does not get to play. Got it. Yeah, we'll have to see how things go, because again, like Sundown's saying, you have to be top 8 if you want to move on to grand finals. So for a lot of these teams, I think we're going to see that though. Maybe even some teams that are even on, say, page 3, they want to try and make top 8. So they might just say, look, we're going to contest MMB at retail. Let's just go for it. We have 6 games. Let's try it once. If it doesn't work out, we'll change up the plan, but I mean, I know that's tough, a tall order. I'm aware.
I wouldn't say so retail loot is strong, but there's a reason why you see the most dominant teams kind of staking their ground in retail, because it's like, come and challenge us if you want, because if anything, that benefits us more. We're confident that we can take those early game fights. Like, if you want to split and try and do the blacktop houses, like, that's fine, but these guys will end up running at you. They will take the challenge, because for them, like, they see 50 bucks, they see points on the leaderboard, they see ways to climb this way up. No, it's serious. That's how MMB, that's how Volks and them, that's what they look at retail as. If you want to come there that confident, and the mental game is so important, particularly in a heat structure like this, where if you, in the first 2 games, if you are hanging around off this page, if you're not in direct contention, you might think, man, I'm struggling right now. Like, we really need to get into it, but in reality, you're able to string together 1 or 2 strong games, or even a victory royale right now would put you through. right?
Yeah.
And any of these guys are capable of winning one of these games. So I think they can do it, but it's all about keeping a strong mental game as you're going through.
It's tough, man. I mean, as much as I want to see Shy eat a jar of mayonnaise, it would be kind of cool to have a new trio come up and, you know, dethrone MMB. I am about that, but it's just going to be a lot about mental game, you know, like you're saying. If you start to just lose your confidence even just a little bit, that's going to affect your potential placement in top 8. We'll have to see, though. I'm getting a little too excited, Fortnite fam. I want to see more of this. But yeah, I think we're getting ready. Battle Bus, the players are boarding. Will be there in just a moment. I think we have a package here in just a moment. But what do you think, man? So do you think, like, where is Aqua? Did we see him? Is he on page 1?
They're not in this heat. They're not in
okay, I'm sorry.
It's different heats. It's different heat. This is just heat 1. So
which brings
again,
me to my
just
next
to remind
point.
people, is a little too excited here. There are 4 heats coming through in Europe. 8 teams will be advancing and going on. And the way you're able to kind of score and work your way up is through eliminations and placing higher up. Though in Europe, particularly, they have the highest amount of participation. So all of these players they are at the very tippy top, right? This is the top 0.01%. Right. These are the best of the best and the people who are very able to, like, compete against these guys. So, like, they're able to elevate their game on a particular day. However, as we're sitting here and able to, like, have our own predictions, there's a reason we all think Mitro, Mongo, and Benji have done it. There are repeated trios who have shown they're consistently stronger and that much better than the rest. It's not like we're basing this off of, like, who our favorite players are, right? It's going and looking at it and breaking it down. But for now, we're going to throw to a 10-minute break while we sort some stuff out on our end. We'll go talk to the bus driver, try and get that going. You guys take your bio breaks, whatever you need. We'll be right back.
Hello, family of Fortnite. BallTW here, and throughout the Fortnite Champion Series, we're going to be trying to get more acquainted with the world of competitive Fortnite. Today, we're going to be discussing the 3 different stages of a competitive Fortnite game: the early game, the mid game, and the late game, and what different players have as their goals during these stages in order to achieve the ultimate goal, the Victory Royale. Let's start with the early game. Also called the looting phase, this is where all players are attempting to secure their chosen landing spot and maximize their loot potential. In competitive Fortnite, every game matters, so players try to strike a balance between high loot opportunity and safety so as to not waste a game by being eliminated early. Do you drop at a high loot POI like Retail Row or Paradise Palms? Or land at a safer POI on the edge of the map, where less players drop because of less loot? Regardless, the goal is common. Whether you take a passive approach by looting safely on the side of the map, or an aggressive and risky approach by letting others loot for you and finding early eliminations. Now that we know what the early game is, what should we be looking out for during this stage? First things first, being contested. The first realization players make when landing is whether you're being contested or not, to prepare for the upcoming possible fight. Trios want to try to force your opponent into the more disadvantageous position cut off from loot potential. Either they have to make a desperation push, or they're stuck with less loot where you can easily clean up. That's just the beginning, as even though it starts off high intensity with all the different POIs being contested, it quickly slows down as the rotations begin towards first zone. Looting doesn't end here, and most competitive players will have a loot path, which optimizes their possibility for finding the crucial mobility and weapon upgrades. Thanks to the new battle map feature in the replay mode, we can study these loot paths and rotations quite easily these days. So go check that out in any replay from the Fortnite Champion Series by going into the Compete tab and finding your favorite player. It will vary from game to game, but generally, we move into the mid-game around the middle to end of second zone. The mid-game is the calm before the storm. Before the storm circle gets too small where it forces the engagements. Most players' goals aren't positional, but in some cases, depending on how the early game went, you again have to strike a balance, this time between looting and farming, or going for the best position. Looting could include playing extremely aggressive to earn yourself other players' loot. In trios, it's much harder to play that aggressive playstyle, since fights take longer and cost more. You want to be efficient with any rotations or fights you have to take. You don't want to spend your precious mobility, valuable resources, or health. This is why you'll see a lot of the top players look directly for center zone in the mid-game. When you're in the center zone, you end up giving yourself the most chance of being in the next storm circle when it gets revealed. You'll then have to go less distance and thus spend less materials. Finally, the end game. The most exciting, hectic, thrilling, and difficult part of competitive Fortnite. Experiencing an endgame can be confusing and hard to process, but it will also be one of the most rewarding and fun times to play and watch. This is when you take all the advantages you built in the early game and the mid game and use them to push yourself to a victory royale, and also find as many eliminations as possible. In the current Fortnite Champion Series format, every elimination matters, just like it did in the World Cup. From 6th zone onwards, where the calm from the mid-game explodes into a cacophony of tunneling, mobility usage, and shots being fired, you'll see teams go for the ever-so-advantageous high ground, where they can tunnel very cheaply and have the most opportunity on the rest of the server for elimination, as they have the top-down view. You'll also see teams call out the need to find a good layer, which is away from other players, both above, below, and horizontally from you. You'll see teams desperate for the extra materials to last them through to the full zone closure, going for impact eliminations, where they can top off on resources and power weaponry of their fallen opponents. So, whether you're watching or you're joining us on the field, take stock in the stage of the game. The early game, when you're trying to get the best possible loot while it's still available. The mid game, where you're balancing positioning while maintaining what you built during the early game. And finally, the end game, where you spend all the advantages you set yourself up with to earn the victory royale. Use this to form your game plan in order to earn as many series points weekend after weekend. And maybe next time, we'll be watching and highlighting your top plays. This was BallTW, and I'll see you in game.
Hey guys, Shadow Wager here, bringing you a breakdown on one of the most dynamic, flexible, and clutch items every trio is utilizing in the Fortnite Champion Series, the Shockwave Grenade. We're going to be taking a look at some of the basics on how it's used and misused at crucial moments in the game, and how to adapt and play against them towards the end game. To get started, let's get a refresher on what shockwaves are and some of the basics of using them. Shockwave grenades are a utility item that drop in stacks of 2, with a maximum stack size of 6. When thrown, the shockwave launches anyone within its tile-and-a-half radius far distances, destroying builds in the process, with the added protection from fall damage for the players who use them. The most effective way to gain maximum distance is to time your jump well with a shockwave right below you, angling yourself above it for higher vertical movement, or towards the side of it in midair for horizontal coverage. If you do use a shockwave to rotate through builds late game, you will only be able to go through about 5 layers of wood, brick, or metal before you come to a stop. When going for height, if you don't get stopped by any opposing player's builds at all, you can reach upwards of 7.5 tiles in height, giving anyone above you a surprise and changing both yours and your enemy's game plan in a split second. Although really easy to understand and use individually, once entering the atmosphere of trios and teamwork, the use of shockwaves enters a whole new dimension. There are deciding factors in win conditions if used properly, allowing for easy positioning and rotations. Using them and sticking together after the landing is efficient and gets your whole trio online, ready to fire at a faster rate compared to the rest of the competition. Saving these grenades for later use brings an element of surprise as well, and a level of shock to the whole server. Looking at 8th and 9th zones with densely packed endgames, vertical shockwaves make high ground and mid ground layers crumble, and give patient trios and surviving solos a way to counter long tarps and bases towering above them. Facing off against 3 players usually proves fatal though, as you are vulnerable throughout your whole flight and easily targeted by the trio you're trying to attack. Turbo building walls on the way up from your shockwave can work against this though, but gives your newfound height poor foundation, easily shot out and focused from below. Panicking with shockwaves in your own box and misusing them is always an irreversible mistake during the game, giving you poor positioning split away from your trio, costing you building resources, or ultimately you and your teammates their entire health and shield pool if used at the absolute incorrect moment. To counteract the chaos from shockwaves, new and clean strategies are put in place to negate the negatives and potential mishaps in certain situations. When going for height, separately boxing up before using the shockwaves and going for height then allows you to have power in numbers as 3 players get a vertical rotation together, overwhelming the competition. Discovering new positioning and shockwave throwing angles and targets within your box might keep your trio and teammates closer together when using one shockwave to rotate, saving crucial mats and attracting less attention during your mid-game rotations. You also save your total shockwave count by doing this, allowing for more opportunities to challenge high ground, grief low ground in the end game, or rotate in mid-game. Countermeasures can be taken too, such as keeping a teammate higher than normal, multiple layers above you, and in the event of a vertical shockwave, you still have someone up high who can rain down and support your trio on a retake. Keeping your own shockwaves handy is a way to counter anyone taking health off of you as well. But if both trios play mind games and the circle gets smaller, smaller, and smaller, the more likely a chance there is for a messy, repeat shockwave circus happening all at the same time. Player after player gets sent flying in the sky, with teammates all getting sent around in and out of the storm, off their tarp layers, and splits costing your trio more mats and resources than normal. Identifying these mistakes, staying in your lane, and watching teams move is a good way to anticipate and prevent disaster from striking before it happens. Although an item overlooked as simple mobility at first, the potential and efficiency of using shockwave grenades as a trio separates the good players from the great. And practicing, reviewing, and watching how plays are set up before they happen is a good way to keep in the loop, improve on mistakes, and get better retakes on height when using one of the most versatile items in the game. Keep your team's position in mind while breaking, jumping, and blasting into the air until you get it just right. And who knows, maybe you can have that top play or amazing clutch that saves your team while competing in the FNCS.
Center of a storm, sir. Jeez.
Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Garu, and welcome back to the video. And in this one, I will be helping you out with the challenge, which is gonna say visit the center of a storm circle. So if you guys are new, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification. And today as well, I'll be going ahead and hooking some of you guys out with the brand new skins from the item shop. So if you want to get gifted from me, go ahead and drop your epic name in the comment section. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit challenge. All you gotta do is jump off from the battle bus. Once you do that, just keep sliding in the air. And as soon as the first circle comes in, all you gotta do is find the center of the circle. Example for me, circle is gonna be at this spot, so all I gotta do is mark the center, and somewhere around that, it's gonna be center of the storm circles. And now this is really important. Now the place that I'm going in, it might not be the same, guys. So make sure wherever the circle is, all you gotta do is visit the center of it. So even if it's the last storm circle, just at the center of it, and over there you guys will find. If not, all you gotta do is that, and you will be done.
What's up, Fortnite fam? So first of all, sorry about that. We had a little bit of issues on our side with the European matches flushing, but there's been a ton of Fortnite action going on this morning anyway, with Middle East wrapping up their first and second heat. So we have the final results, and we're gonna hop into some of the action. And also, I just want to say, my
Have you got noodles?
are looking pretty good. I know Z kind of hinted at it, but you can check out on the FN Competitive Twitter and also on the YouTube some of our prediction and our preview piece we were able to go through, and we talked about what some of our predictions, particularly in the Middle East and European region, are. So make sure you get up to date on that.
Please, no, it's 8 o'clock.
But we're going to be hopping into
please, I just gotta do this thing.
match one of the Middle East region.
Please, why can't I
just
play?
a second here. And honestly, I'm excited. It's going to be the first time seeing Middle East in outside of the open tournament format and seeing the top teams really go at it. And honestly, looking at the heats afterward, there are a lot of big changes now up on the board here. You can see there were some differences in the predictions. One, I will say, I was the one who predicted Flame, Prime, and Hunter up there. So swap Zeke and I's names, but otherwise, Klops, Hero Kappa, and Fiesel were the favorites going through. They
I'm just gonna do this thing.
You will be seeing them in the Middle East Grand Final tomorrow. However, Flame, Prime, and Hunter were also able to have a positive day in their heat and advance through. So predictions so far are holding steady, and it's going to be exciting once we get in. There is a different style of play, different types of gameplay from all over the regions, but enough from me. I've talked enough. Let's throw it on over to Lupo and Monster as they take you into Middle East Heat 2, Match 1.
Sundown, thank you very much. Just a quick note to those at home. Occasionally we run into issues on the cast. Do your best to not get too worked up about it. You know, there's a lot of things at play here, so you have to imagine a 10-minute break is an insanely short amount of time to recover and get back into the games. As you can see here on your screen, Heat 2, Game 1 of the Middle East region just starting off. Tilted Town, a number of teams dropping down the bottom. Down here, pressure in the bottom, and the pump shotgun. An early blue pump shotgun in tilted down, as you can see, is honestly one of the most powerful weapons you can get. It just hits so hard for some of the up-close fights, too.
I found it. I've done
That's one of
it.
the perks of landing in tilted
Found
town.
it.
You know you're going to get a blue. You know
I
you're
found the
leaving a blue pump, you're leaving with shockwaves, you're guaranteed heals. Like guaranteed minimal. Not only that, you're probably going to get yourself some launch pads as well. So this is the place to be, especially if you want to guarantee your loadout. And you stick around just to get back to the lobby. Not much you can do there. You catch one pick, maybe you get a point for your leaderboard, basically. But it was his battle to lose.
You have to hope it's like a solo, otherwise you know they're just going to get picked back up almost immediately. It's a tough spot to be in. But yeah, you're saying early game in Tilted
I was going to get it. I didn't know you were going to bet this early.
Loot pool. The trade-off of not being able to build, or in some people's mindsets,
Please,
not
can I
having
go
to
down?
build, because you know that you can just focus on gun skill and accuracy, is such a big factor.
All right, I'm turning it off.
In building up an early loot, just the early loot game is so.
I just got to say bye to Lewis.
It feels like crazy. Everybody's going to come out stacked with a good set of materials, in fact, just because you can pick up all that stuff out of the chest and off of every elimination. If you do get challenged here, it's
I'm turning.
one of the better
I know.
spots
I've got to say
drop right
goodbye.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, imagine a game where one of these guys bring that double barrel out of.
No, because he's not actually on.
Rules in play where the double
I've got
barrel
a message.
shotgun only spawns in tilted, but you can even take the weapons.
I'm not right. I'm coming on.
Third time's a charm. There we go.
I was
Finally made
gonna
it
say
up top.
he's having a little bit of a struggle there, trying to get up and over. He's
Got to track down that space bar. It runs away sometimes. Unless they're playing on controller, I guess. My apologies. Controller gang, love you.
If anything, Controller Gang has the best movement we've seen so far. These guys can go 360 on the.
Clearly, you don't watch my
running and
stream,
all
Monster. I appreciate it, though. Yeah.
But all right, now we're looking at Happy Hamlet here. A little bit of a standoff. Moon, Minzu, and Kinji here have that high ground. There's 3 teams here.
The prediction from 4 of the 5 of us, one of the players, Klops, going down in the feet up top there. You hate to see that.
And if I had to guess, I actually did a ME, a Middle Eastern VOD review. They land towards Junk Junction, so they must have had some kind of problems over at Haunted Hills, but we'll talk about that in just a bit here as Kenji uses a valuable shockwave to try and take the high ground here, and he is going to get chipped just a little bit. And such a nice pinch going on right here. And this is one of our newer competitive regions, so you know, a little bit of catch-up, right, to catch up to the rest of the competitive scene, per se.
I wouldn't even say that, honestly, because some of these players are so good, Monster. I mean, we've even watched each other grow very quickly playing the game just from watching these competitive experiences. You have opportunities like this. Look at that. Kinji immediately flicks up, gets the knock-on info, who's trying to shockwave from, over the top. But you have to understand, these players in the Middle East region have been asking for their own region for quite a long time, so you know they've been watching the competitive experience between all these other regions. That kind of learning has to have happened big time.
That was a filthy little ramp edit right there to catch AZ2M. And yeah, that's what I wanted to touch on, is that they were held back for so long because of the ping differences, right?
Yep.
But now having their own region, a lot of it has, you know, a lot of these players have found a little bit of remedy in that factor as well. So good for them. We see new faces come up and have their moment. Pretty much catch a little highlight here today.
Kinji picking up the revive right there on Minzu. Knocked from the middle of that fight. A valiant trade, though. Honestly, if your team only suffers a single knockdown, you pick up those 3 eliminations, I'd say that's 100% worth it. Those bubble shields in rotation out. Team moving up on top of the hill.
Not
lucky landing.
He was actually hit with a little headshot right there, ripped apart all of his shield. Now forced only down to bandages, and this is a battle that they have to take on their heels here. And I like what they're doing. They're backing up as a squad, trying to use this time to also gather some mats in the process. This team is not letting up. You have the NL squad right here, Nella, Easy, and Saya Zine right here, or Saya Zren, excuse me, and they're coming in with a push. They're still fully shielded up for the most part.
Now we get the ultimate high ground right now. Gonna have to fight out one player all the way to the top. Shots coming from the third party right there. Looks like a teammate trying to knock down that build as they're pushing up. Side, ultimate high ground, looking down from above. Little explode from underneath. Gonna have to build against that. Waiting for the peak shot. Look at the timing on that. Very last second before getting to the pyramid. Gets a ton of big shots. Look at the last one. There it is. Finds the knock on Izzy. They have the advantage at this point. Picks up that elimination up to 125 total HP. Nella gets knocked. Wild Gamer picking up that elimination. And an RPG in there is going to be huge. Tack shotgun shots back-to-back, finds the third one, and that is a solid 3 eliminations for Psy, while Gamer making it up for the loss of Silence down there in the bottom left corner.
Fighting on the heels right there, and they turn that battle around. Very well done. Not Psy, I've actually had the pleasure with, I'm pretty sure, talking as I've, browsed around the Middle Eastern region. So good to see him pulling up and performing here, as they now are pretty much clear, and they have the zone. They're in the clear. They have the zone. They can get this revive off. So Silence is going to be able to come back in the game as he gets hit up on the reboot van.
Huge value. That being said, the inventory of Psy has 2 green tactical shotguns in there, some bandages, an AR, and that TAC SMG. Lucky landing, looking like it is calm at this point. A lot of builds, but no competition left down here, as this trio is going to be able to pick back up, potentially finish looting up down here, farm any materials they can get out of it. They're in the safe zone. Circle still has 38 seconds before it closes, so they're not feeling too much pressure in any way right now. We'll have to see where the next circle goes. This is a good opportunity for them to build up a good buffer, materials, healing, any leftover loot that might be down here, and make their way onto the next safe zone without much issue. Meanwhile, Suber, Sammy, and Dream pushing from outside of the storm.
Yep.
The far east drop here in the desert.
Such a weird place to play as well. The moisty palms, where you can't just crouch freely. You have to be very cautious. A lot of the competitive players opting to unbind the crouch, just in case. You don't want to make any mistakes there. And honestly, if you do that, you're kind of in the advantage, right? You set yourself up for success, so you don't make any mistakes in PvP. I know myself, I tend to crouch in fights all the time. You don't really realize it till it happens, but it's
a tough break when it does happen, I'll say. Looks like an attempted shockwave to avoid a fight there, but Super does get the pick there. A knockdown is rotating into the storm. Trying to get to safe.
That's going to be a nice little knock there. He's going to replenish his health up. There is a player outside of the storm line. It's going to be his teammate, Will, who's waiting nearby. And you can see over at the other kind of crater there to the left where you can farm up all the stone. That's probably where the rest of that guy's duo is.
Most likely.
Trio, I should say here. But someone does see the rotation. They're pushing on in. We have a trio coming in.
I say now's the time. You have people just coming in from the storm. You think you're in the better position. Pushing is basically a no-brainer. You see here, gonna have to fight to stay in.
You heard the shots outside the storm wave. You figured you might as well push out. These guys are going to come out with a little bit of health tick. Anything to have that advantage there.
Drop him back.
All right, Sammy, Will, and Super here says, you know what? This is not the battle we want to take. The third party, it actually isn't a third party. They're just pressuring with Splodes here, so they want to back up. They want to reset a little bit here.
I don't blame them. You basically started that fight not as a full trio. Sammy was still outside in the storm, and so rotating back away and saying, nah, this is not the fight to take. We're not exactly in the best spot. Plus, if you think about it, they did force that team, the team that applied pressure from inside the safe zone, to burn through some traps. There's some zap traps in the wall, so you've gotten rid of those, cleared those out of the inventory, which is great for later in the game. Ultimately, kind of a win-win. Set of eliminations here.
This is a nice little look right here. You can see those teams that are on the west and north side of the map forced to fight their way down now. Quite a rotation here as the zone seems to be pushing all the way south. So the later you move, the more congested this rotation will be, the harder it will be for you later in the games. You really want to get down there early, especially when a zone favors one side pretty heavily. See competitive players try to rotate nice and early.
I'm looking for Nazir to hit a snipe shot here. He keeps pulling that heavy sniper out and taking a look. Hasn't gone for it yet. I would say position-wise, not the best call. You draw a lot of attention to yourself as you are further outside towards the edge of what is currently safe. So people are probably going to look back and try and stormhold you. But could you imagine Nazir hitting just a crazy snipe right there on the rotation in? They suddenly have advantage, a trio versus only 2 left up. They could push through, pick up 3 elims, all the materials, and make their way in the safe zone.
And this is actually very interesting right here. FHD actually opened this battle up with a heavy snipe. They catch the knock, but they don't even collapse to kind of seal the deal. They say, you know what, instead, we're going to focus more on the zone here. They're going to get ahead. So they use that little bit of distraction, downtime, and chaos to get ahead of the zone here. It's probably still going to convert if they can get to the zone first and then turn the battle back around.
Depends on how fast the storm is moving on this edge. They are closer to the short side, so it's moving slower. But yeah, you have a chance maybe for a pickup there, but I think, like you're saying, in that moment, they say, yeah, we got the knock. We could push for it, but placement at this point probably more important. You're looking at 26 trios remaining. You don't get the placement points until top 15, and even then, it's only 3. So right now, pushing into the storm, getting to safe, very, very important. You want to try and make it to that top 15 as early as possible. You know, get to a safe spot so you can sit and wait.
You saw a little bit of a storm surge warning there as we're approaching Zone 3. You have to be cautious when there's over 70 players to the Zone 3 ratio. Storm surge will start to tick, so there's only one trio probably affected right now. This trio here is completely safe, 105 damage above. But anything can happen. They can get pushed by the wrong ones. The other team can jump into a fight. So
at this point, only one player needs to go down, too, and we might actually find it. There it is. What a snipe. FHD looking back to the east over there. A quick little flick, a 157 body shot. They're going to try and apply pressure. The teammate up top trying to secure.
I'm back. Cody left. Anyone else online? Nope. Sweaty soccer skin, boys. No, that's not a soccer skin. I hardly have any blue skins. Oh my gosh. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Duck. Careful on the peaks here, but NM7. Teams are collapsing everywhere. Minute left.
Oh,
and he catches another one right in the tail. Aziz TV is going to go down, and this time they are not safe. He says it's time to battle. They want to push this through with less than a minute on the rotation here. In comes the Stinkers. The heavy snipe cracks open the wall, and there is a team nearby. They can hear the shots. They're looking over if you look at your map, but they're going for safety instead. It's a long rotation.
You see that those two trios, the southeast side, they're rotating around trying to get in the safe zone. Meanwhile, these two teams that have literally fought each other time and time again now are finally applying pressure. NM7 with a build-up, high ground. Not going to be able to do it just yet. Going to wait just a moment. Doesn't want to
Hey.
at his back.
Yo, we're just trying to stream. Yo.
But if the pressure is good and gets a better position, might be able to convert that into another 3. We'll see here in a second. Shots inside the safe zone. They're just at the edge. And there are so many teams so close together. 1, 2, 3, 4, I believe 5 trios within probably 50 meters of each other right there.
And Aziz and his trio is actually really lucky. Aziz was traded out, but that duo, what was left of the trio, managed to squeak
1 to 7 DM Shivani Children S channels.
You what, sorry? I should have won that fight. See a shield. Yeah, sure, bro. Sounds good. RGA Rampage plays, yeah, sounds good. Sounds good. Sounds good. Yep, so let me just drop this up now. Subscribe. Notifications. Nice, bro. Nice. How did you find me, my man, if you don't mind me asking? Like, how did you find my channel?
Done.
Thanks, bro. Oh, I'm so close to 100, man. You probably won't allow this, but as soon as I hit 100 subscribers, I'm doing a giveaway. So, I mean, if you could, you might be able to shout. I don't know. I don't like asking for things, but you probably are you even here? You see now? Shout my channel out because as soon as I hit 100 subscribers, I'm doing a giveaway. So.
Especially in trio, there's way too many eyes focused on the field here.
I just searched up road to 100 subs.
Ah, okay.
Janssen, NM7 doing a fantastic job right now, holding the server really they're dictating the pace right here.
It belongs to that team. Look up above on top of the hill. Gotta be very careful on the angles. Would not be surprised if there's a chance.
I'm gonna take that off. It's annoying. So yeah, I don't. You probably say no to this. I mean, I'll shout your channel out if you want. I mean, I only have 80 subs, so I'm sure many people will go over. Something to against. Thanks, bro. 89. Thank you, bro. I mean, as soon as I hit 100 subs, as I said, I am doing a giveaway. So the quicker I get there, the quicker I can start the giveaway. What cut is he? Oh, stupid, trashy tax. Mom, I thought you said D was coming over. I thought you said D was coming over. I'm running so quick. So I mean, as soon as quick I hit it. Hiding. Stop hiding, bro. Sorry, I have to go. Okay, Kelly. Soon. Okay, thanks, my guy. I missed my first shot. Wait, what am I doing? Squads? I picked out duos, I swear. I felt well. Wow. Why is he dancing on me? That's what I understand. Oh, I got him. So low. Oh yeah, I'm not playing very well today, my guy. I don't know why my thing isn't speaking. I'm not playing very well today though. And I'm Europe servers, that's the thing.
I don't know, then. I play on Na.
Yeah.
So.
If you want to play, we can play. It's up to you, my guy. My hands are cold, which is not good. Why do I only have 3,000 points? I had 4,000 and then I played with my blooming friends. Okay.
My ping.
Yeah, my ping as well.
Would be so bad.
Yeah. There you go, my homie country. Oh, fudge. I was going to change it to England, because country. 11 off, guys. We are 11 off 100, which is when I can start the giveaway. We are very close. If you guys could probably shout out my channel, or do something, or post my channel on social media, shout out. So then, I can, get to 100 and I can start the giveaway. I need to start. Wait, how old are you, Rampage? What can... Oi. No. No. Where is it? Come here. Come here. Dang it. Oh, it's arena. Yeah, give me a second, Kitchener. No, stop inviting me, please. I can just find his name. Why do I have so many friends? I'm an idiot for friend requesting everyone. Okay. No, my hands are so cold, man. I can never play good when my hands are cold. Yeah. Whenever I... Is that llama? That's a llama, right? That's a llama. Am I saying things? It's not a llama, it's a step. I'm joking. Yes. Can I hear you? Very well. Turn your mic up, you silly. Turn your mic up, you silly Billy. Probably. What? Wait, I can't hear a thing. Oh wow, someone here. Nope. Oh, I just love a pistol, don't I? Why did I even go for that llama? I'm such an idiot. It wasn't even a llama, man. Why am I playing like a bot? Please. Rampage, you still here? RGA. Rampage, you still here, my guy?
Lewis.
Yoko. I'm sorry, don't bother me. Can't fight with just an AR. No, I'm so bad. I think Ellen likes me because when I was working at school, she hugs me.
Emoji rolling
Ellen
on
does
the
not like
floor
it, Cody.
laughing.
Just.
Wait, are you streaming?
Yeah. Turn your microphone up.
Oh,
I can't hear.
I'm not. Wait there. I can't.
We'll go closer to
Let
it.
me put my. That's what I'm doing right now.
There you go.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Is that better? Okay. Leave the game.
Yeah, I'm dead. 'Cause I'm a bot.
Yay.
Okay, let's do duos or creative, up to you.
What do you want to do? Do you want to just do 1v1 creatives to get better?
You're lag.
Well, yeah, well,
Yeah, you were lagging for me.
do you want to do 1v1 creatives just to, like, practice?
Yeah, I'm down. I need to practice, because
I never
Batman's dropping tomorrow.
Are you going to get him?
Oh, wait, you're streaming that stuff. I stopped streaming that.
Yeah, I was, but then I got bored. I need to change it,
I
in fact.
can't get it. Lewis.
Yes.
If Batman does come, if you buy me either the glider or the
I'll get you Batman. I need to pick up my wages.
If you get one of them, I'll try and pay you back by the end of the month. Because I don't get paid for the end of the month.
I don't want money from you. I don't like taking money from people. Can I change the... Nope. Sorry, I like shouting, Mum. It's good for me.
I've only got 190 in my PayPal. And then the rest I get paid at the end of the month. Houdini, away from the door. I know you like...
You only have 190. That's nothing.
Yeah, but I get paid 150 at the end of the month. Because I've been put to a contract, which means I get paid at the end of the month, not every day now. Bad face. Did you turn off your mic?
No, I'm doing something.
You're just silent.
Yeah! Ooh. I was changing the my title of my stream.
Oh wait, we're going to your map.
Yes.
Where is your map? Oh, it's there.
It's the one all the way on the left.
Yeah, I found it now. Okay, no spawn killing.
I don't spawn kill. I only spawn kill people who spawn kill me.
Okay. No, I don't want the normal start. Oh my god.
I'll just put a P90. Don't want a P90.
Give me stand stuff. Give me stand stuff. No, I just dropped it. There we go. There. Okay, so I need...
Okay, for you, I'm just going to use this suppressor SMG. I won't use attack because... Actually, no. I won't even use that. I'll use this. What am I doing?
Do I take... Wait, Impulse is still here.
No!
Impulse is still here. No, you took them out. Or did you?
No!
Yes!
No, don't.
Okay, I'm gonna win now. Okay, I'm only joking. I'll put them back. Let me just go get some traps.
Oh, jeez, yeah.
Leave me alone.
I'm not gonna get you. Logan Paul KSI.
KSI.
Why, he sucks. He's literally gonna get knocked out, though. That's the funny thing. He will lose.
Yeah,
like...
I know. Yeah, but I know. But I go for the...
Oh, you willy.
Hehehe. Sorry, you got to hit me, so I just thought I'd hit you. Don't you?
Yeah, but I killed you. Well, how did that miss?
Oh, I messed up my 90.
Edit. Yeah, bro!
Oh, you went outside.
That would, if I killed you, that would have been a clip.
Oh, you weenie. Don't you dare jump down, I'm reloading.
Where are you hiding?
Oh no, I didn't mean to lie.
No, you're so low. I could trap you right now, but I'm not going to.
GG. I'm gonna stop with the double sniping because it doesn't work for you. What should I?
Oh, I'm gonna double snipe.
Oh, are you now?
That's just bullying.
No, you're not. Why am I using a... I just realised I'm using the combat. I thought I picked up a pump. I only just realised. Wait, I don't have any healing. What did I have his snipe? I don't have his snipe. I don't want the grappler to come back. You know how it's meant to be the grappler thing? The grappler just ruined. I don't want the grappler to come back. Wait, I can't pick up any weapons. Why?
Oh, my shotgun's not reloaded. Hmm? Thank you, D. I won't need them now, I won't need them now. No, Mum, you said you wanted to stop eating sweets. I'm helping you here. I'm helping you here, Mum. Hey, that's just me. Don't do that.
Oh, that flick.
You fatty.
Hehe.
I can't be bothered. Screw healables.
Wait, so you get to use impulses?
No, I'm not using them to run away. I'm like that's why I hate
don't use
people
them to run away. I use them to get high ground.
Yeah, like don't use them stupidly. Use them to get up to like the same height roughly. I don't use them to take high ground. You do, you witty face. Like there, that's fine. Oh no, I fell. No, you didn't.
I was getting high ground. Oh, if that hit.
What? I'm triggered. Oh, I didn't miss that.
Do you think I'm getting better?
No, you're so shit. Oh crap! Oops. Yeah. Everyone gets better.
I actually beat you in the 90s fight, but I don't think you were trying.
No, Tim. If I knocked you down, I'm sorry. I didn't know you were in that long tower.
Alright, I'll just get impulse back up. Oh no, I forgot to build. Oh, I didn't catch myself, damn it. Oh, I didn't mean to shoot that.
Logan Paul's actually really nice, you should watch him. Game lag.
Wait, what?
Bye. Oh. They went a bit better in my head. No! No, I fell. You. No, take that trap away. I wanted to hit. I'm guessing the hitbox grenade didn't work. I can't have double heavy sniper, it sucks. I'm dropping the impulse grenades.
I'm gonna knock all these buildings down. I just went straight for a trap. Oh, hello there. You.
You working over there, I'm working over here.
What do you prefer, silent style or silent style or normal style?
Depends. They vary. They vary in
this type of. Say you're in this type of 1v1.
I really don't know.
I always go silent style no matter what.
Scar close up range. The spread is less. Hey, I'm doing all the work here, my guy. Come on.
Thank you, but I don't know what's holding this up. There we go. I got the really big one.
I'm guessing we're starting.
No. Just go up. Bye bye.
I just grappled you.
I went for the trick shot, but I just need to know I failed.
No!
Oh wait, I didn't have my shotgun.
Funny.
What's up actually beating you?
I'm ill.
What? Nope. I didn't even know where you were, so sorry if I impulsed away. I know you're up there.
Oh!
No, I didn't realise the trap was there. I thought it was on the bottom.
I have no scoped you from miles away.
I'm gonna use grappler because I find it easier to.
It's easy to trick shot with the grappler.
my trap wouldn't place.
200
I would've
pump,
got you.
boy. You probably would have.
Got you if my trap wouldn't place.
I might have killed you, but you probably would have definitely got me.
I'm only knocking down the builds. No, I wanted to edit. Oh, I can't edit. I'm only... Whoa! You had me 10 HP.
I was on 2 HP.
Oh my god, you just kill me with storm protection. Nope. I know how to... Oh, 220.
I don't even know where you were.
If my builds didn't mess up, I wouldn't have been able to do that. Leave me alone, I'm rebuilt.
No! You shall die!
I should have broke out the bottom. I dare you to peek me again. I hit you with a shotgun.
You funny.
Best, but you don't succeed.
I mean, I swear that's like your life song. I mean, look, 3, 2, 1, and you're dead.
3, 2, 1, bam.
Karma box a day.
Wait, what?
220.
220. I know, you know, as soon as you die to a 1 pump, you know it's 220. Oh my god. Wait, you're there? Wait, what? My code wouldn't edit back, damn it.
I know that happened with me in the middle of the stream. My floor wasn't editing back.
Wait, did I?
Don't build back.
I didn't know where I was shooting. I just shot that last bullet like randomly.
Bye.
Where are you, Oh my god. Watch out, there's a trap on the roof, by the way.
I'm a pro.
I can't edit that far.
It's
Yeah,
not a trap.
I can't open it. I've only just learned how to edit, like, alright.
Oh, I just randomly shot.
How much HP? Jeez.
I'm gonna change my edit button to the map button. I wanna try it. Don't kill me because it takes ages to edit. Setting. Hey! Where's my thumb? Oh, there it is.
I know scripty for 0 meters.
I wanna see what it's like editing with this.
I know some YouTubers that actually do that.
Yeah, I know. I know quite a lot of YouTubers who do that. Confirm.
Oh, I see.
Confirm.
Oh, I'm just looking into one pad. Rip.
Oh. Oh my gosh. So I have to play Claw now.
Where are you?
Oh! GG. My editing is on fire.
Flip. Oh, I shot a bit late.
Something new to get YouTube. But this is nice, this editing. But if you don't believe me, go to my stream. Go to my stream right now to prove I've changed my edit bind.
I am already on your stream. Wait, I'm trying to get used to editing. Leave me alone.
I'm trying to get used to my new edit to keep editing man. Yeah, editing my butthole.
I've been waiting. I had literally like 2 HP. Yeah, you better.
No! I think it's L3.
Wait, I actually, no joke, I actually had a dream about this. Deja vu alert. Look what else I learned how to do. Where are you? There. Where are you?
I'm practicing my edit keybind.
So many builds, I'm trying to get to the top. Look at your big ring you made, okay? Oh, you're up there. Oh,
hey, look, come here. I'm gonna make a swastika. Come down to the ground, come down to the ground. I'm gonna make a swastika.
You watching what I'm doing?
Come here, come down quick, come down to the ground quick.
I am.
I'm making a German symbol and I probably shouldn't be doing it. You look at a waterfall. Nice, look. Look, look at the swastika in the middle. Look in the middle. Stand it. No, honestly, I'll stand away. Look in the middle. There's a swastika. Can you see it? These lines.
I know. Firstly, how was that not a headshot? Epic. Hello?
Oh, I didn't place there.
Firstly, I don't understand why that wasn't a headshot that I hit. Also, I'm no longer using your settings.
Why?
I'm using another YouTuber's.
Yeah, I guarantee that YouTuber sucks.
No, he's a young chip. Ever heard of him?
Oh, young chip. He's the Irish guy, isn't he?
I'm using his controller controls. Wait, why's mine?
Wait, you just placed that there so I couldn't reset it.
Where there?
No, I'm gliding. That's not good.
Say what?
Oh, it's because I'm not used to it yet.
I love the tax. It's so funny.
Yeah, the tax are for willy bums.
Oh, I didn't realize.
With the new edit keybind, I edited you.
I didn't realize you were right there.
It's an okay keybind, but like I don't know if I get used to it.
I'm gonna practice waterfalling.
It's not
I
hard.
failed already. I know. I learned it off Young Chip. I learned most of my things off Young Chip. And it turns out, you know how you use that, like, the L one?
Yeah.
Well, he doesn't, so I just thought I'd try his one. And it actually pretty worked. No, 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 no! At this moment, you need.
I'm streaming you, willy bum. You gave yourself your own death. I can't do this. It's a quick edit, but like I just can't get used to it, to be honest. I'll probably do it different time from now. Let's go into a game.
Wait, one more. I want to kill you one more time, but I don't know where you are. Heads up, in game I'm actually pretty bad at 90s because I'm.
My nose.
People are always like. You find that in games you're under pressure too much and you can't physically 90.
No. That's just you.
Oh, I see you now. Let me kill you. Ready? Oh. Oh my! I actually hit that.
Okay then, now we're living creative.